I love horror, always have. The medium, it doesn't matter. From slashers to cosmic nightmares, from the shelves of my movie collection to the stacks of my horror books, it's a genre I never get tired of exploring. I've got the entire Scream franchise on my shelf, along with several Resident Evil films. Some of them honestly deserve so much better. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a true classic, Halloween, Friday the 13th, The Nightmare on Elm Street, all the essentials are here. And if we go a bit beyond slashers, there's the Saw series. It started as brilliant body horror, then slowly turned into a never-ending spiral. Two Stephen King titles I've been meaning to catch up on, Carrie and Pet Sematary. It is so new, I haven't even removed the plastic wrap. Among Hungarian authors, Attila Veres stands out for his incredible weird fiction and horror short stories. With one of his collections even published in English, as The Black Maybe. And yes, if you see a lot of Hungarian text on these covers, that's not some ancient curse, it's just Hungarian. And then there's a personal treasure, collection of Lovecraft's best works. Lovecraftian horror, also known as cosmic horror, has an addictive pull for me. It's all about the fear of the unknown and the crushing sense that we are insignificant in a universe that doesn't care. The same unease is something Junji Ito masters as well, with his unsettling, almost hypnotic imagery. His work creeps under your skin, disturbing and unforgettable, which brings me to Arkham Horror, a wargame that blends those same Lovecraftian themes with gameplay. I've probably owned it only for 2 days, but I'm already hooked on its solo campaigns. If it keeps being this much fun, I might even make a standalone video about it, partly to justify picking up more expansions. You know I love video games, especially ones with old-school, pixelated graphics. I love Undying so much that during my university years, I replayed it every early July, right after exam season. Gorky 17 was one of my childhood favorites. It was also brutally difficult. We couldn't even finish it without cheat. So, what happens when you take the same love for horror, then mix in video games? Lovecraftian cosmic dread, Junji Ito's unsettling art style, and the mystery of Arkham Horror. Well, you get World of Horror. Early access first saw sunlight in February 2020, but soon fell into a deep slumber, lingering in the shadows of several updates and patches, before finally returning on October 19, 2023 for macOS and Windows. A week later, it slithered onto PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch as well. Not you, buddy. Not you. During its early access days, the game was met with praise for its rich blend of elements. It combined the presence of eerie Lovecraftian eldritch horrors with a grim one-bit art style inspired by the works of Junji Ito, all woven together through haunting Japanese urban legends. This well-blended mixture was then molded into the form of a visual novel that also incorporates turn-based combat and RPG elements. The game, at its core, is a roguelike, making each playthrough unique. The player must solve randomly assigned, often unforgiving mysteries in the town of Shiokawa and its surrounding areas, exploring different locations and encountering various events. These encounters usually end with a skill check, resulting either in positive effects and useful items, or in curses, injuries and stat losses that may ultimately send the player to the afterlife before the eldritch horror is stopped. Preparing for a boss fight is a must, as these kinds of things can happen if you take the fight too lightly.
Oh no.
The character can also go insane if the reason drops to zero, consumed by the creeping dread that lurks in every corner of the experience. I own the game on both macOS and Windows. Thank you, Steve.
Hi, this is Gabe, and I'm really delighted to be part of this video.
There's also an official OST album, which I will talk about a bit later.
Big fella,
What's up?
you hear that new Kurt Franklin?
Nah. Turn it up. Mind if I press record?
I purchased the physical Switch edition last year, published by Fangamer. This release turned out great. The case features a beautiful indent cover, includes a thank you note from the solo dev, and comes with 7 cards, each depicting an in-game event with flavor text on the back. But enough of the boring, dry facts and obligatory formalities that no one really cares about. Let's dive into the game. On the first launch, the game starts with a short and simple mystery that only takes a few minutes to complete. This serves as a tutorial for the core game mechanics. The player learns how to navigate the main screen, interact with the environment, use items and manage storage, something that becomes important when you need the ritual drawing from a friend's diary. Using the correct sign weakens Scissorwoman, and messing up means facing the boss in a more powerful state. It quickly becomes clear that each mystery can be solved in different ways, leading to multiple endings. This can work in the player's favor, allowing them to skip disadvantageous fights, but it also has drawbacks. Avoiding combat means missing out on experience, which slows character progression and delays unlocking new stats and perks. Mastering the combat system is crucial, because not even an airplane has a user interface this complicated.
Center maintain flight level 300, subject to Q7.
I mean, seriously, what is this absolute madness? Each turn must be carefully planned. Actions have different speed values, attacks might miss, and the total action sequence is capped at 200 points per turn. It's up to the player to decide when to dodge, attack, or attempt a ritual. But soon it becomes clear that most of the options are just for show, and violence solves everything. After the prologue, we can dive into deep water, though it's wise to tackle extracurricular activity first. The playable area expands and an eldritch horror is unleashed, introducing a global debuff that affects the entire run, provided it impacts the character's particular playstyle. If the effect targets spells and you are playing as a physically focused character, it's one less thing to worry about. However, it doesn't mean the game gets any easier, because it doesn't. On Septic difficulty, you start with 21 stamina and 21 reason, but if you are unfamiliar with the mechanics, you will quickly burn through your resources. Wandering aimlessly around the town is also ill-advised, as your doom level increases steadily. Once it hits 100%, it's game over. It's all about resource management. I've already mentioned stamina, reason, doom and experience, but it's also worth noting funds, which can be used to purchase items from local shops or come in handy during certain skill checks, whether you are trying to buy yourself a coke or coffee or bribe the local fisherman with free beers. Our apartment serves as the main hub of the game. Here, we can check the weather forecast for the day, watch local news reports about newly discovered horrors, customize our character's appearance, or take a bus to regain stats or gain free experience. We can even peek at the neighbors across the hall. Most importantly, by entering the bedroom, we can view the list of the mysteries to be solved, which, at the start of the game, can still be rerolled. This looks awfully familiar. What have I gotten myself into again? Okay, let's go from left to right. Pfft, what nonsense. I haven't had Chinese food in a while. Alright, let's see what this big mystery is all about. Not gonna lie, this looks like some messed up British food. What the hell is this disgusting thing? Can't believe I paid 8 euros for it. Looks like crap. Tastes like crap too. Okay, well, this isn't bad at all. Actually, it's pretty good. Alright, let's see what's in the fortune cookie. Yeah, not liking that. Let's check another one. Alright, much better. Oh, I'm not feeling well. What the fuck? Once a mystery begins, you are free to explore the town as you like. Each case includes an optional side objective, or you can ignore it entirely and stick to the marked mandatory locations that usually lead to ending A. If you want to engage in combat more actively, it's a good idea to purchase a weapon. You can also recruit allies in the schoolyard, heal your wounds at the hospital, learn spells in the library, or trade experience for funds at the police station. In short, most problems have many solutions, but it's always wise to plan your route carefully, especially on higher difficulties, where limited resources leave far less room for error. After each solved mystery, we receive a key that unlocks one of the padlocks on the lighthouse door. On this difficulty setting, once 4 keys are collected, we can ascend the tower, where further challenges await, before we put an end to the rampage of the unleashed old god. At the end of the game, we are shown a summary screen displaying newly encountered enemies, events, our total playtime, and any unlocked items. But since World of Horror is a roguelike, the adventure doesn't end there. We can dive back in again using different characters, trying new difficulty settings, or customizing nearly every aspect of the run. If the game hooks you, you could easily sink hundreds of hours into it.
Oh god, it still hurts so much. But what we started, we got to finish, right?
Oh, put my shoe on the wrong way. I used to go hiking a lot, but these days with all the work I usually recharge with more laid-back stuff. It's 32 degrees out, the sun is blazing, most of this trail is uphill, I'm dressed all in black, and of course I didn't bring any water. Oh, and I lost a tooth yesterday, and the wound is still bleeding. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. Guess the routine doesn't just disappear. Oh. 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 Nature is beautiful. Nature is beautiful. Nature is beautiful. Oh, didn't bring a map. I guess I go left. Think I'm lost. I like hiking. Everything feels so calm and quiet. I'm hungry, I'm thirsty. Where the hell is the tape? Is it really there? Am I seeing things? Alright, let's check out this VHS tape. Those who watch will vanish within it. Those who refuse will be left to finish. Wait a sec, I don't even have a player. Oh crap. Cheat. As you complete more playthroughs, the game becomes easier to figure out. To break the repetition, some mysteries introduce new locations or temporary companions. For example, in the eerie episode of Evolving Hills, your neighbor Kana joins you, and depending on the ending, Kana can even become a permanent party member. You can also gain a dog as a companion, or even build a full-length railway. Saving Shiro-san leads to a special fight, where you are free to choose whether to block the incoming damage and leave together alive or not. I almost didn't make it out alive, but luckily forgetting spells increases your reason, so I was able to escape just in time before the battle ended. You might return from the forest with a VHS tape or bring home a statue from the beach, although these features aren't fully implemented in the current version of the game. Another interesting mechanic is the something truly evil feature. If you draw too much attention to yourself during special events, you will no longer be able to save your game and you will start accumulating attraction counters. As this builds up, you will see more glitches and strange happenings in the world. At +4 attraction, you can even fight the entity itself and unlock an achievement for defeating it. Alright, fuck this, it's not funny anymore, I don't want this, I don't care about any of it, I'm blocking and forgetting the whole thing. After one or two successful runs, it's time to shake things up. With the starting stats and a bit of luck, it's almost impossible to die. And once you figure out the mysteries, you can just use the reroll function to skip the ones that would throw you into an unfavorable boss fight. The game doesn't lack options either. If you go with quick play, you will get a randomized run where you can set the difficulty, receive a random character with a background that adds extra modifiers which can work for you or against you. And if you want an extra challenge, turning on sudden death means your stats can no longer drop below 0 during fight. Quick play is a great way to try out new characters and playstyles. Once you've got enough knowledge, you can fully customize a run. By using the lock combination on the suitcase, you can activate preset seeds, and from there tweak every aspect of the game. There's also the option to play on what's called Timeline B, which changes some mysteries and gives you access to more endings. In Endless mode, you can test how long you can survive in Shiokawa. There are no mysteries here, you can freely explore the town, the turn counter only increases after visiting a marked location, and every 10 turns you can claim a reward. For achievement hunters, the challenge mode offers even more runs to complete. It's no coincidence. I mentioned dozens of hours of gameplay. There really are endless possibilities as long as you don't run out of interest or motivation. But the question is, after all this, can we still ask for more? Actually, yes. Unfortunately, the game has been stuck in an early version for years, with plenty of missing features. There's a scenario mode option that doesn't work, found footage can be used, the statue doesn't affect anything, and the weather has no impact at all. The last real update was the merch announcement, and no, I'm not joking. You can buy a $230 bag, $170 hoodie, and even a wristwatch. To be fair, I do kind of like the watch. The engraved dog on it is pretty cute. I mentioned the OST album earlier, that alone deserves its own rant. A Steam user summed it up pretty well. Missing tracks, pitch shift songs, in short, it's incomplete or just patched together here and there. The solo dev's communication is pretty sparse, and since game development isn't his main focus, maybe the slow progress isn't something we can hold against him. While I was writing this review, he dropped a bunch of screenshots on Discord that seemed to be address some of the issues people had complained about earlier, and he even hints at some pretty interesting new features. There is still hope. By the way, if I remember right, the dev is a dentist, so you wouldn't mind putting this back in place, would you, please? I've been thinking hard about what I might missed, but I think I've already covered all the important features. Let's go through the list one more time. Endless mode, merch, OST album, missing features. Oh right, mods. In its current state the game is already highly moddable. You can add custom events, enemies, mysteries, even create your own characters. So if you feel like playing as Hatsune Miku or as Power from Chainsaw Man, go for it. You do you. There's also a pretty solid Discord server where you can download even more mods. And if I don't forget, I will leave both the GitHub page for modding and the Discord link in the video description. When I first started writing this review, I didn't know what the video title would be, but now I'm sure. World of Horror is my favorite unfinished game. For the price of 2 burgers, you are getting a lot of value, and on the Switch it's just perfect for killing time while commuting. Well, that's about it. I don't really have anything else to say. There's just one last thing I need to do. I'm holding the final mystery in my hand. It's been hidden until now, but I don't even need to open it. I already know what it's about, so let's get started. In the name of Aderzul.